Best stories in sports.
Is rocking tonight for some college basketball in the West Coast Conference. The Dons of San Francisco on the road to take on the 13-5 Zags. Believe it or not, it's the first game with the full students here in the new year. And Nolan Hickman and his Gonzaga teammates happy to have the support of the kids. One of the great atmospheres in all of college basketball. West Coast Conference standings. Why is this game so big? Both these teams are a game behind. Undefeated St. Mary's 4-1. Wales in the conference at 5-0. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham. Great to have you with us. Look, it's always fun to be here. We love coming to the kennel. But when the kids are behind us like this, it makes it almost unlike any other place.
There's very few environments that are like this place. And the student section is what makes college athletics so great. It's different from the NBA vibes. You get the students, they're passionate, they take pride in the name on the front of the jersey, and the kennel's one of the best in the country, and you know it's going to be rocking here tonight.
All right, let's focus on the game for the Zags. This season hasn't quite gone to plan so far. A change in the starting lineup, though, a couple games ago seems to have sparked Gonzaga.
Yeah, they put Ben Gregg in the starting lineup for Dusty Stromer, and all Ben Gregg has done is average 10 points per game, shoot the ball very efficiently, coming off his first double-double that he's had in his entire career at USD with 15 points and 11. And then there's this young man. You might not have heard about him. He didn't put up huge numbers at Missouri State last year, but there's NBA draft scouts in the building tonight. He's one of the most improved players in college basketball, ranking in the top 10 nationally in 3 different categories. Double-doubles, rebounds, and he's second in the nation in field goal percentage.
Really an amazing story, and this San Francisco team has lost 27 straight games to Gonzaga. They got a chance to pull off an upset tonight. USF is good. Gonzaga has the ball first as we are underway in this very important West Coast Conference game. Anton Watson has become a star very gradually over the years. There is Ben Gregg. Sean was just talking about it. He drives to the basket but missed the shot. And now San Francisco has it for the first time.
If you watch the Dons last year, they had Khalil Shabazz and like to take a lot of quick threes. This team doesn't shoot nearly as many threes as they did a year ago. They do it a little bit different this year because they want number 10 to have his hands on the ball as much as possible.
What a matchup that is now. Graham Ike has switched off to guard Mobo, but when Anton Watson's on, that's one of the best defenders in the country. Mobo came up short with the left hand.
They kind of pulled the string on it. Didn't extend out, finish all the way through. For both these teams, for Gonzaga, there's a little bit of pressure on them. Buzz on the outside because they've lost a couple of games this season and fans think they should have won. They probably believe they should have won. So they're not ranked for the first time in seemingly forever. They have some pressure on them. For San Francisco, they got to handle this environment early. They got to calm their nerves and understand, hey, we're good enough to be on the floor right now, and we can win this game if we execute and do what we're supposed to.
It sure does feel like a really important start to the game for the Dons. Meanwhile, Mobo, my goodness, hit the floor hard. And that one hurts. He slammed to the floor, did not brace his fall at all. Coach of San Francisco, Chris Gurlifson, obviously concerned. Mobo gets up, tough kid. Man.
Shot goes up, big body, and Gravike came underneath him. And
ball like that, everybody just pause, wait, make sure it gets back up. Full pressure, full court from the Zags. San Francisco handles it no problem. Shot of jobs, handling the ball. Big point guard, really good passer. He's going to shoot the three and miss it. Tip ball. Newberry off the deflection for Mobo, and there's the first basket of the game.
Really key for San Francisco to manufacture some points in second chance. And they can do that. They can get to the Gonzaga's not as elite as they've been in the past at cleaning up their own glass.
Hickman runner, that one too strong, loose ball. Hickman grabs it away. Wide open. Ben Gregg, three. Good! Best time to shoot threes off an offensive rebound. And Ben Gregg was shot ready before the pass came to him. He's an energy guy, he's a scrappy player, but he can shoot. Newberry over top. And Mobo's got another hand on the ball, but knocked it out of bounds, so the Zags will have it back.
Now listen, I like the move of Ben Gregg. You and I had talked about it even a little bit earlier on before it was officially made. I thought that was a move that Mark Few should look at. And there's two reasons why. One is I think Ben Gregg is an energy giver, got a little bit of an edge to his game at times. I think that's infectious for the guys that are out on the court. Beautiful pass, really good feed. But the second part of that is to take some pressure off of Dusty Stromer and allow him to kind of naturally progress in this program. I mean, you're asking a freshman, wasn't expected to, by the way, to take on this role, but due to injury, to replace Julian Strother. And the guy that played that position before Julian was Corey Kispert. Those are pros. And it's hard to deal with that expectation.
Quickly down the court, Nembhard, and that one is going to turn into a turnover, which hasn't happened for Ryan Nembhard in a long time. Well, fumbled the ball. He almost gave it up. That breaks Nembhard's streak of 28 consecutive assists, counting the two tonight in between turnovers. That's an amazing streak that lasted over 3 games. Nice look from Newberry, and Thomas knocks down the three. Malik Thomas, the USC transfer, who's really coming on strong.
He has played a lot better this year, and that's kind of, you hit the portal, you're looking for guys that can impact the roster. This place is not Butler.
Butler not the only one. Thomas has really played well. That was a nice left-handed finish from Nembhard over the top feed, and Nembhard steals it away. Not this time for Ben Gregg. Ike got cut off. Watson had it stripped away, but a whistle and a foul. That'll take us to our first timeout.
Good start, both teams. I think everybody's kind of just starting to settle into the rhythm we're going to see the rest of the night.
Live sport.
The Wyoming transfer. Good pass. Hickman comes up short on the three. Marcus Williams with the rebound. San Francisco needs a lot more from him tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt. When he's playing right, things are really good. But the three-point percentage in particular this season has dropped over 7%.
Launches the three and it gets stuck.
Wedgie
Between the rim and the backboard. The dreaded wedgie. You don't want that when you're a good shooter, and he is a good shooter.
Well, I was just talking about how his percentage has dropped. I mean, but look, he's a guy that has to get going, and when you're not shooting the ball well, look to attack and be aggressive off the bounce.
Inside the kennel in Spokane, Washington. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham. Big game in the West Coast Conference. Shot clock winding down for San Francisco. A Don's offensive rebound. 7-5 the early lead for the Zags. Wado Newberry had the ball stripped away, but he was fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. It's been a good start on both sides. Mark Few's team, Sean, one of the themes of the early part of the season, the Zags' resume is not as strong as it usually is this time of year. These conference games are critical for Gonzaga.
Yeah, every game matters now. This is the first time a couple weeks ago when they lost to Santa Clara. They fell out of the top 25 for the first time in 143 polls. An amazing streak that came to an end, but an uncharacteristic season that there's a lot of talk and a lot of buzz about this team. What does it take to be successful and uphold the tradition and the bar and the standard that Gonzaga has set for itself? Like sometimes you talk about it, it's not the expectation that the outside has set. It's the expectation that has been earned since 1999 in this program. And when you join a program like this, you understand that. And for this team, look, they've got one loss in conference play. They sit a game behind St. Mary's, who comes up here a week from Saturday. And the students are back. They're trying to build momentum now in conference play, where San Francisco is trying to steal it.
Don's program building momentum. Anton Watson, that three almost went down. Braden Huff just in the game. Offensive rebound and couldn't finish with the putback. Now a whistle and they'll call a foul against Gonzaga. Everybody's looking up right now. It's still relatively early, but St. Mary's 5-0. Santa Clara, that one loss to St. Mary's, 5-1. Dons and Zags, both a full game behind. That means a loser of this game, 2 games behind St. Mary's. Big foul call there. Also, because that was on Anton Watson. That's his second. He goes to the bench with 14:32 to go in the first half.
One of the more versatile and better players in the entire conference, and certainly the most important player, I feel, for this Gonzaga Bulldogs roster. He's a great defensive player to go along with everything he brings at the offensive end.
San Francisco ball down 2. Jonathan Mobo had a hard fall in the first minute plus of this game. Back in off the bench. Marcus Williams, the 3. That one no good. A good defensive rebound.
San Francisco really struggled last time out against St. Mary's. Just 2 of 17 from 3. They're 1 for 6 to start this game.
That was a home game. They got dominated by St. Mary's. They've been playing really well. And Nemhard finds Ben Gregg. He's already hit 1 3. That one was well short. And then Huff with a foul going for the offensive board.
There's a couple of fouls now going for offensive rebounds, and we've seen that happen before. And the opportunity to get some free throw lines. And you're Chris Gerlofson, getting to the free throw line against Gonzaga's defense, getting guys in foul trouble, making them a little less assertive, a little less aggressive. Zags already got 4 fouls. Look to drive. I would stop with the 3-point shots right now and try to attack the Zags in the paint.
Mobo attacks and finishes with the left hand. So there's Jonathan Mobo, the second leading scorer in this conference, his first basket of the game. Remarkable story. Played at Missouri State last year with really modest numbers. His game has exploded with San Francisco. There's Nemhard with 3.
Nemhard's game has exploded over the last week or so as he's just settled down and making a simple play. And Mark, you told us today, he's making better decisions with the basketball in his hands.
Isaiah Hawthorne just calmly hits the 3. Dusty Stromer, the freshman, in off the bench for the Zags, gave him a little opening, and Hawthorne hit the shot right in his face. Back to Ben Gregg. 3. That one off the mark. Mobo. Bad outlet pass. Just throws it away. And he tells his coach, "Ball just slipped out of my hand."
I think if you're San Francisco right now, you're looking at 7 minutes into this game, Dave. You've got a 1-point lead. You're feeling really good about how your game plan has played out. You haven't allowed the Zags a lot of transition points. The Zags are still one of the best in the country at scoring in transition ahead of the defense. They've not been able to do that so far tonight.
So much of the challenge of playing here is, like the guy guarding Nemhard, the freshman Ryan Beasley, Mobo, shot of jumps, never having played in this atmosphere. Nemhard 3, a little too strong. Because it is intimidating. Hawthorne, another 3. That one off the rim. Gonzaga likes to push tempo. Hickman weaving his way through. Hickman, no.
The guards of San Francisco do an excellent job. The bigs are tapping the ball around, and guards are sweeping back in and trying to make sure they secure a possession.
It's a bigger, more physical group of guards for San Francisco this season.
And it shows in their defensive metrics. Their defensive metrics are much better than where they were a season ago, and a lot of that has to be able to defend at the point of attack.
Stromer 3 goes over the backboard. No good. And that sends us to the under-12 timeout. 3-point lead for the Dons. Jonathan Mobo has come from almost nowhere to become one of the best players in this conference. We'll talk more about Jonathan right after this.
That's why Kyle Bankhead, who recruited him in junior college when he was at Abilene Christian, saw him, Dave. And then he went to Missouri State, and they used him only in the post. And so Coach Bankhead knew that there was some more game that they could find in him. And this year they have freed him up, and he's one of the most improved players in the country and on the radar of NBA scouts.
Really remarkable. Played good defense there. The ball out of bounds off of USF. There's Kyle Bankhead, who actually played here at Gonzaga. Second year as assistant coach at USF, and you got to give him a lot of credit because he did remember, hey, this kid that I was recruiting a couple of years ago, I don't know what happened at Missouri State, but I really liked him. And San Francisco bet on that evaluation and won huge.
What did Mark Few say about it when he talked about the shooter up?
He said that's great scouting and evaluation. Stromer down low draws a foul.
Well, when you have that, right, it's so important when your coaching staff, a head coach, that you trust your assistant coach too and their evaluation process. And you go back and you talk to some people and you understand what they could possibly become.
Just a great job by Kyle and the USF staff. And then to help Jonathan Mobo get better, Stromer makes the first free throw. We got 5 college hoops games for you on our ESPN schedule Saturday, starting with these 3. Number 4, Houston, hosting Kansas State. That's at noon. At 2 Eastern, North Carolina on the road against Florida State. And then Clemson, Duke at 4 Eastern. All coming up on Saturday on ESPN.
If you're not paying attention to Carolina, you should be. They have been bought in at the defensive end of the floor, and R.J. Davis played at an All-American level.
Stromer makes 1 of 2 free throws. Well, San Francisco's got to be, I think, pretty pleased with the way this game has started.
The Zags are just 1 for their last 9 from the field. Now, the good news for them is it's not like San Francisco's been able to get too far away. Just a 2-point contest. Yeah, Bobo on the roll there.
Yeah, shot of jumps, I think, was trying to find him. Hawthorne, shot clock winding down, and Hawthorne having a nice first half offensively.
He's already beaten his season average in points.
He's had a quiet year and I think a frustrating year. He looks good tonight.
I talked to Coach Gurlickson and they say, you've had to have some tough conversation. There's some guys on your team that were playing big roles last year that all of a sudden found themselves on the bench. What's that been like? And he said, it's been hard. He's like, but I think being honest and having truthful conversations and making sure they understand how they can still impact winning and the goal of what we're trying to accomplish, that's been the most important part. And the buy-in has still been there from guys like Hawthorne.
The USF, frankly, has just gotten a lot more talented. It's more crowded on this roster. Nice pass from Hawthorne down low. Newberry for 3, right side. Mobo, offensive rebound. Dishes to Newberry, who then fumbles it out of bounds. No. San Francisco keeps it. I thought that went off Newberry.
I think so, the entire penalty.
Mobo maybe being a little too unselfish.
I thought that should be a good Tigers ball.
17 on the shot clock. Here's Marcus Williams along 2. That one's short. His shooting struggles continuing here tonight in the early going. Williams then had it stripped away and stolen. Nemhard on the break. A little sloppy, but Ike comes away with it, misses the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Real sloppy play at really both ends of the floor, man. That last possession, a couple clean looks. San Francisco couldn't get it done. You look for Mobo, he's behind the backboard, so he doesn't have a shot on the Hawthorne pass down. And it's just nothing right now. The rhythm of this game still has yet to be established.
Ike, meanwhile, at the free throw line. Averaged 19 and 9 a couple years ago at Wyoming. Sat out last year with an injury. Mobo comes out of the game. Big Vova Markovetsky comes in. 7-footer down low.
Great size, and you can use him in short spurts, and he can be highly effective. Very powerful player with his back to the basket around the rim.
Newberry tries to go back door. That wasn't a great pass. Stolen by Gonzaga.
Forcing the issue. Don't force it. Take something that's simple.
Left-handed pass in the corner. Then Stromer drives. Ike against Markovetsky. Got cut off by that size. Hickman, tough contested 3 is good.
Ties up the game. Nolan Hickman, shot clock winding down. Really good defense for a majority of that possession. Little fake, sidestep, creates an opportunity for space for Hickman.
Newberry to answer on this end.
He's played a lot better this year as well. He has 6 10-point games. Season best was 22. He made 6 threes in that game against Portland when he had 22.
He can be a tough matchup. He's got size and strength that he can shoot it from the outside. Nembhard working his way to the basket. Nice pass to Gray.
Nembhard is outstanding at probing the defense. And if you react to that probe, he's going to find the open guy. If not, he's going to go for the shot. Great job of awareness there by him to get that back line of the defense to collapse.
Hawthorne, another 3 try. That one was well off the mark. Caromed out of bounds and off of the Dons.
Well, they haven't been able to get out in transition, but you can break down the defense by driving the seam, having great court vision, just like Ryan Nembhard does, making things easy for his teammate.
We love our house.
Great location, quiet street.
The garage is a bit.
Necesitas rápido.
First half, Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham here from Gonzaga, San Francisco with a 1-point lead on the Zags. While we have a moment, Sean, why don't we go through your West Coast bias?
Yeah, you know, Pastner, he's an East Coast guy, used to be a West Coast guy. How about Tara Vanderveer, becoming the winningest coach in college basketball, eclipsing Coach K. That was, of course, last over the weekend. Outstanding effort, Stanford's consistency. Cody Williams, rising stock, averaging 17 points per game since he's returned from injury for the Colorado Buffaloes. Could end up being the #1 pick overall in the draft. He is projected to be the #1 college player picked in the NBA draft this upcoming year. And if you haven't paid attention, the Mountain West Conference, they've got 3 in the Associated Press top 25. They could have 6 in the NCAA tournament. It is not out of the realm of possibility. It is madness in the Mountain West Conference last night. Nevada knocked off Colorado State. Every game has just been sensational to watch in that conference this year. They deserve a lot of respect as far as a conference that's exceeding expectations and going to have multiple teams in the field come March.
And there is a little spillover effect, too, because the field gets crowded. West Coast Conference has 4 or 5 really good teams at the top of this league, but there might not be as many spots available as usual with the depth of the Mountain West. Anton Watson with 2 fouls back in the game, draws a foul.
And Dave, part of that is you do your work in November and December. And the Mountain West Conference did an outstanding job in November and December to kind of set the tone of the conference. And now you look at the metrics, I think they have 5 teams in the top 50 of the net rankings right now.
I think if St. Mary's were playing in November like it is now, they'd have a much better, stronger resume.
It's off November and December for them.
Just didn't play well, and now they're looking like the team that everybody expected them to be. Watson misses the free throw, so the shooting from the field and even from the line for the Zags has been ragged.
Usually this at home, they are ultra efficient, just 31% from the field, and then missed both free throws. Those 2 of 6. Kevin Connors and Josh Pastner in the studio right now. They're eagerly awaiting the under 4 timeout so they can tell us what they're going to talk about at halftime. We're eagerly awaiting to hear it.
I can't wait. Ryan Beasley, the freshman from the corner, too strong on the 3. Beasley coming off his best game in his first year in college hoops. Now a whistle away from the ball and another San Francisco foul.
That's on Mobo underneath. That's his first personal foul from Mobo. But to finish it off, the WCC is 6-18 against the Mountain West Conference this year.
Yeah, not the show. I mean, the WCC, proud basketball league, a lot of good players, a lot of great recent history. They left Watson open from 3. Williams came over to help out, knocked it out of bounds, 16 to shoot. It's been a defense-dominated first half.
You're being kind, Dave. It's been an offensive struggle.
Ugly first half.
It's been a struggle offensively for both teams.
Gonzaga, the Zags are not the shooting team that we usually see, but they are a good offensive team.
But that's because of their ability to score points in the paint, to play ahead, in transition. They haven't gotten much of that so far in this game. San Francisco's defensive transition has been outstanding. They're going to take a look at the shot clock. The officials give a review, which gives us more time to talk about the offensive struggles in which we've seen.
Last time out, Gonzaga on the road. Now look, San Diego, not one of the more experienced, talented teams in the league right now, but San Diego gave up 105 at home to Gonzaga last time out. They're averaging, Zags are 85 plus points per game, top 10 in the country in points, field goal percentage.
Well, and that's where you look at what we've seen so far in the first half. It's been an uncharacteristic first half for Gonzaga based on the fact they're shooting 32% from the field, far below what their season average is. They're getting out-rebounded by San Francisco. And that goes back to a point you made earlier. San Francisco is a much more physical and tougher team, in particular at the defensive end and on the glass, than they were a year ago.
Ike baseline, in and out. Stromer, tip, didn't go.
And that's one the young freshman has to finish.
Did a good job getting above the rim, getting his hand on the ball, and just couldn't tap it in. Beasley against Stromer. Newberry to the bucket. Travel.
Dave, have you ever watched Jeffrey Anderson, the official? He's the Roger Craig of officials.
The high knees?
The high knees.
He's got it.
I mean, you have to love the high knees run down the floor every single time.
I like it. I like a little style.
Yes. He brings style and flair to officiating.
Got great hands, too, just like Roger Craig.
I think he has his own Twitter account from people that take video of him doing the high knees down the floor.
Okay. Oh, and Hickman hits his second three. That's a good sign for Gonzaga. Mark Few's team back ahead. Into the corner. That one in and out, no good. Malik Thomas had a good look. Denmark so fast down the court. Watson out of control. Made the shot anyway.
How quick can it happen? Ask anybody that stepped in this building and they will let you know. The Zags, it only takes a minute and you blink your eye and you're trailing.
Someone in this room stole my autographed back.
Big Bobo agrees with that call. Yep, he did.
4 turnovers, last 5 possessions.
Can't do that in this
For
building.
San Francisco.
Can't do it against Gonzaga in anywhere. But in particular in this building, especially with the students back in.
They're going to call the illegal screen on Graham Ike. That's his second personal, so both Watson and Ike have 2 fouls. There's still 4+ minutes to go in the first half. Marcus Williams, one of the Don's top scorers, 0 for 3. He has not had a point in this game. Corner 3, Thomas hits it. Malik Thomas snaps
needed that
drought for San Francisco.
They needed that in a big-time way. You get the offensive foul, which means empty possession. You get the foul on Graham Ike, and then you drain a 3. Last thing you want to do is allow separation for Gonzaga. But the thing that we love more than anything is officials that bring energy. And Jeffrey Anderson, you are one of one in the world of an official. The Roger Craig, high knees all day here in the Pacific Northwest.
I need to see a little more of Jeffrey. Come on.
how could I disagree with Coach Pastor? That would be very un-American of me. No, I agree. He's exactly right. I think that the key always is, right, to limit that exchange. We saw that 7-0 spurt happen real quick, and all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, this could be a bad 3 or 4 minutes to end the half for San Francisco. But every time there's been that Nolan Hickman 3, it's been a 3 answer at the other end of the floor. And as this game progresses, San Francisco will inherently build confidence in that. And the pressure will begin to mount more and more on Gonzaga if they can stay within an arm's distance. Now, if you allow 3 or 4 more of those spurts, well, then you're going to have a major issue.
Brandon Hart made the first front end, so he earns his second free throw. And made them both. And for the Dons, we showed that graphic game summary so far. Jonathan Mobo, the star for San Francisco. 2 points, only 2 field goal attempts in the first half.
Good job defensively. And that's Anton Watson a lot of the time. Anton's on him right now. He's one of the best defensive players in the country. His versatility, but his strength and inability to take opponents out of what they want to do. Force them into their secondary or worse move.
Beasley came up way short, got his own miss.
Lobo hasn't really been aggressive yet either. Like, there's been times where I feel like rip and go, be assertive, force the issue a little bit.
That was an assertive move. Thomas missed it. Mobo offensive board.
Go back up with that. You're standing underneath the rim.
No kidding. Now he did find Hawthorne, who hits another 3. So it turns out well for the Dons, but Mobo, even when he gets the ball near the rim, just isn't looking to shoot.
Well, and Josh Pastner would agree with me on this one too. If you're going to pull off an upset and you're on the road, you need somebody to play much better than they've played all season long. And Isaiah Hawthorne here in the first half, he's got 10 points. His season average is just over 4 points per game. And his ability to come off the bench and provide a spark for San Francisco been huge here in the first half.
There's Mobo, just squared up. Watson was there, but he hit the shot right over top of him to tie the game.
I feel like I mentioned Josh Pastner a couple times. I should say Kevin Connors is an amazing host on set back in reps. KC, I love you. Mid-nature minute. I can't wait to see the updated poll.
Can't go too analyst heavy. Got to get the
Yes. It's like, you know, I have to mention your name more. I've been watching other games, and sometimes the analyst really says the play-by-play guy's name a lot, and I feel like I don't do that too much with you, Dave.
Thank you, Sean.
No worries, Dave.
Newberry down the lane. And Newberry, nice move off the glass.
San Francisco's got some strong players, and Mark Few looks at the last couple of possessions, 3 straight possessions that the Dons have been able to score. 7-0 run in the last minute and 13. So we talked about Gonzaga's 7-0 run. Well, here comes San Francisco defensively, walling up, meeting up top, and then being able to run and initiate their offense at the other end of the floor. Slow in rotations for Huff along the back side of that. Newberry just a rip and go. He's had a very good first half as well.
And I think it is, Braden Huff has done a nice job for Gonzaga. He's a young player growing into a bigger role. He's had some big offensive games, still has some development on the defensive end. So if you got EK, you got Watson in foul trouble, maybe Gonzaga's a little more vulnerable than usual around the rim.
Yeah, you've got to attack it, though, and you've got to be aggressive. And remember, there were 4 fouls on Gonzaga at like the 12-minute mark. There's only been 1 foul called against them since then, and that's because also San Francisco's been settling for a lot of perimeter shots. Be assertive, be aggressive, in particular now that you have 2 fouls on both the bigs.
So final 2 minutes of this first half. Dons of San Francisco looking for an historic win here. They haven't won at Gonzaga since 1989. And they lost 27 straight overall. Hickman threw it to the bench.
Just, I don't even know what remotely he saw out of the corner of his eye, because Dusty Stromer was 5 feet away. Opportunity. I go to Mobo and play out of him again. He's in a good position to catch it. Their pressure, if your pressure, the spin off of Anton Watson might be available for Mobo, with as much as he's kind of trying to push him off the block.
Newberry, a little hesitation move. Watson, good help defense. Cut him off. Mobo, Newberry fumbled it. Shot clock winding down. Newberry didn't know it. And that's a shot clock violation.
That's a really poor possession. You've got a 2-point lead. You've got Gonzaga feeling that pressure a little bit. You don't even get a shot attempt up.
Ninth turnover. They're leading on the road with a -6 turnover differential. They've been double teamed. Good extra pass. Stromer 3. Good!
Well, Dusty Stromer, he had his feet set, got it in the shooter's pocket, and let it rip.
Beasley fouled.
What a big shot for Dusty Stromer, though, at the other end of the floor. We talked about it. He's a freshman taken out of the starting lineup, trying to remove some of the pressure, just simplify the game. No hesitation, pretty good closeout there. Number 4 in white got his feet set and dialed it in. A top 100 recruit coming out of high school, Southern California. Played at Notre Dame Sherman Oaks High School. Is off to a great start so far this season at high school. Mercy Miller, who's going to go to Houston. The son of Master P, who you're a big fan of. His son goes to school at Notre Dame Sherman Oaks this year.
Sure, Ryan Beasley makes the first of 2 free throws. How about some women's college hoops on Sunday, 3 Eastern? Tennessee headed to the Pavilion to take on Ole Miss. 3 Eastern on Sunday.
The big game tonight between LSU and South Carolina. West Coast hoops very healthy. Corey Close's team at UCLA really strong. Colorado having a great year. USC, Utah, obviously Stanford.
Nembhard, he will go back to the free throw line. Ryan Nembhard, Andrew's brother. Andrew's having a really nice young NBA career. Finished his college career at Gonzaga. Now Ryan has followed Andrew to Spokane.
I saw Andrew last week, actually. The Pacers came down to the UCLA-Arizona game as they honored Benedict Mathurin and put him into the Ring of Honor.
On the first free throw,
Zags are shooting under 50% from the free throw line.
Junsuk Yo is going to make sure, help Mark Few make sure that Anton Watson does not pick up a 3rd foul in the final 30 seconds of the first half. Second free throw, good. San Francisco.
We're going to hold here for the final shot.
Presumably will.
Yeah. And to me, I'd put it actually in Newberry's hands. He's been very effective at the high post area, attacking off of that. You can set the on-ball screen, settle into that high post, and see if you can drive the man that just checked into the game.
Hawthorne down the lane, switch to the left hand. Newberry offensive board, missed it and then tipped it in. So 2 second chance opportunities.